What is your skin type?
Handsome.
Rihanna and ASAP Rocky, the music industry's power couple. But what if I told you their love story was almost destroyed before it even began? A Saudi billionaire tried to stop it. A phone call changed everything, and one legal case could still take it all away. The truth? Even Rihanna didn't see it coming. And what happened next? It'll change the way you see them forever. Stay with me because this isn't just a love story, it's a battle. And it's far from over. Before she was a billionaire mogul, before she was a mother, and before she was half of the most stylish couple on the planet, Rihanna was just a random girl from Barbados with a dream. Rihanna went from a teenage hopeful to a billionaire mogul, but there was one moment in her rise to fame that almost destroyed it all. Her love life had always been under a microscope. She had high-profile relationships with Chris Brown, Drake, and Saudi billionaire Hassan Jameel, but none of them lasted until Rocky. And here's where things get interesting. What if I told you Rihanna's love story isn't just about fame? It's about fighting for the person you love. For years, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were just friends. They met in 2012 when Rocky opened for Rihanna's Diamonds World Tour. Their chemistry was obvious, but at the time, it was strictly platonic. Or at least that's what they told the world. Rocky even rapped about her in Fashion Killer, and Rihanna starred in the music video, but still, they insisted they were just close friends. Then came 2020. Rihanna had just ended her 3-year relationship with Hassan Jameel. Suddenly, she and Rocky were spending a lot more time together. Vacations in Barbados, dinner dates, late-night studio sessions. What if I told you there was a secret meeting where they planned the perfect moment to break the internet? There even was a moment when paparazzi almost caught them, way before they wanted to reveal their relationship. But in a move that sent shockwaves through the industry, Rocky looked straight into the camera and said, "She's the one." And with that, the world officially had a new favorite power couple. When Drake found out, his response wasn't just subtle, it was public. What he did next? Rihanna never acknowledged it, but the fans did. Did you know that Rihanna once snuck out of the studio to avoid a recording session with Drake before she ghosted him forever? If you love seeing power couples shake up the industry, hit that like button so we can keep bringing you the real stories behind the headlines. And just when you thought they had it all, Rihanna risked her billion-dollar empire for one man. And the industry? They weren't happy. Separately, Rihanna and ASAP Rocky are trendsetters. Together, they're a cultural force. When it comes to music, both artists have defined eras. Rihanna, with her powerhouse vocals and ability to shift between pop, R&B, reggae, and dancehall, has created generation-defining hits like Umbrella, Diamonds, and Work. Rocky, on the other hand, has carved out his place as one of the most innovative rappers of his generation, blending streetwise lyricism with high-fashion aesthetics, giving the world anthems like LSD, Praise the Lord, and Fashion Killer. And speaking of Fashion Killer, that's where it all started. Back in 2013, long before they were an item, Rihanna starred in the music video for Rocky's song, and fans instantly noticed their chemistry. They weren't dating then, but the way they interacted? Undeniable. It was the first hint that they weren't just collaborators. They were creatively syncing. Fast forward to today, and fans are begging for a full joint album. Imagine Rihanna's sultry vocals blended with Rocky's effortless flow. It would be an instant classic. But music isn't the only place they dominate. Rihanna is fashion royalty, Rocky is fashion god, and when they step out together, the world takes notes. Rihanna has consistently been one of the most influential figures in fashion, redefining red carpets with her fearless, high-fashion risks. From her jaw-dropping yellow Met Gala gown designed by Guo Pei in 2015, to her game-changing maternity style, she doesn't just wear fashion, she pushes the boundaries of it. Rocky, on the other hand, is one of the few male artists who can effortlessly mix streetwear and couture, earning him collaborations with brands like Dior, Gucci, and Bottega Veneta. Whether he's rocking pearl necklaces with a tailored suit or pairing designer pieces with thrift shop finds, Rocky proves that menswear doesn't have to be predictable. Word on the streets, ASAP Rocky's so obsessed with fashion that he once refused to sit at a show because the chairs were too ugly. Together, they've become the most stylish couple in music. Their Met Gala appearances, instantly iconic. Their casual streetwear looks, trend-setting. their influence unmatched. Did you know that Rihanna turned down the Super Bowl halftime show in 2019, which 100+ million people watched, before accepting in 2023? That wasn't just a baby announcement, it was a fashion moment that instantly went viral. Draped in an all-red low jumpsuit with a custom Alaya coat, Rihanna turned what could have been a simple announcement into an unforgettable pop culture event. Most pregnancy reveals are personal moments, but Rihanna's Super Bowl announcement? That moment alone was valued at over $100 million in publicity. That's more than what some Super Bowl ads cost. But what happened next is even crazier. In 2022, Rihanna and Rocky's lives changed forever. They welcomed their first son, Riza Ethelston, followed by their second son, Riot Rose, in 2023. For a couple known for running the world, stepping into parenthood seemed like a challenge, but they embraced it completely. Rihanna has spoken candidly about how motherhood changed her, making her more selective about her work and time. Meanwhile, Rocky stepped into his dad role effortlessly, often seen carrying their kids, dressing them in the latest designer fits, and putting family above everything. If you love seeing billion-dollar bosses risk it all for love, hit that like button, because this next part, it's Rihanna's biggest power move yet. But while Rihanna built a billion-dollar empire, ASAP Rocky was fighting a battle that could send him to prison for 24 years. Let's rewind to 2021. A late-night altercation in Los Angeles changed everything. ASAP Rocky got into a heated argument with ASAP Rocky, a former member of his crew. Security cameras caught Rocky holding a gun, and moments later, shots may have been heard. But here's the twist. There's no video evidence of shots actually being fired. Police arrived at the scene and found 0 bullet casings. But then, hours later, ASAP Rocky magically returned and discovered 2 shell casings, claiming Rocky shot at him. Suspicious? That's putting it lightly. The prosecution's case was full of holes, but that didn't stop them from going after Rocky with a potential 24-year sentence. But wait a moment. Did you know that ASAP Rocky was once arrested in Sweden and Donald Trump personally called to negotiate his release? Here's where things got even crazier. Despite the possibility of spending decades behind bars, Rocky turned down a 6-month plea deal. Now, most people would take that deal in a heartbeat because the risk of losing at trial could mean spending the rest of his life behind bars. But here's the thing, that plea deal was a red flag. If prosecutors truly believed Rocky fired a gun, why would they offer just 6 months when the maximum sentence was 24 years? That's the kind of plea bargain you offer when you know your case is weak. And Rocky knew it. Here's the biggest twist. Rocky's defense argued that the gun wasn't even real. According to Rocky, the weapon in question was actually a starter pistol, the kind used to fire blanks at track meets. Even more shocking, there's evidence that ASAP Rocky knew the gun was fake. There's testimony that Rocky mocked Rocky, allegedly saying, "Use that fake gun of yours." If that's true, then Rocky couldn't have committed assault with a semi-automatic weapon because no real gun was used. Legally speaking, that means there was no crime. Now, have you ever been in a relationship where the world was against you? That's exactly what Rihanna and Rocky faced. Throughout the trial, Rihanna stood by her man. She showed up to court in support of Rocky, making headlines every time she walked through those doors. But here's the risk. Juries are unpredictable. A jury seeing Rocky sitting next to one of the richest, most successful women in the world, dressed in designer suits, could work against him. There's always the possibility of jurors thinking, "This guy's rich and famous, he thinks he's above the law." And that's exactly what the prosecution might have been hoping for. As of now, the trial is still ongoing. Rocky's defense has exposed weaknesses in the prosecution's case, and experts say it's far from a guaranteed conviction. But this entire situation raises a much bigger question. What would have happened to Rihanna and Rocky's empire if things had gone differently? Rihanna and ASAP Rocky aren't just partners, they're a business empire. Rihanna's Fenty brand is worth billions. Rocky's fashion deals, endorsements, and music empire have made him one of the most stylish and influential rappers of his time. And here's a wild fact. Rocky earns $300,000 per Instagram post. One single post. Together, they own multiple luxury homes, dominate multiple industries, and are continuously growing their brands. But despite their wealth, their success, and their influence, Rihanna says the most valuable thing she owns isn't her empire, it's her family. So what's next for Rihanna and ASAP Rocky? Rihanna is rumored to be working on new music while also expanding her fashion and beauty empire. Rocky, meanwhile, has been teasing his next album, and if the snippets we've heard are any indication, it's gonna be massive. Together, they continue to challenge expectations, set trends, and redefine what it means to be a modern power couple. Because this isn't just about love, this is about legacy. And if there's one thing we know about Rihanna and Rocky, it's this: they're just getting started. What do you think? Should ASAP Rocky have taken the plea deal, or was he right to fight back? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. They defied the odds. They built an empire. But here's the real question: does fame destroy even the strongest love? That answer might shock you. Click here to find out.